In this video, I'll be continuing on with the cell structure topic, and I'll be going through cell membranes. I've gone through the function of cell surface membranes in my previous video in eukaryotic cells, so if you have not seen that yet, I will put a link here for you to have a look. This video will be focusing on the structure of the cell membrane. Remember, we can call cell membranes either plasma membranes or cell surface membranes. Plasma membranes have a phospholipid bilayer. I have touched on what a phospholipid is in the lipids video. The phospholipid bilayer is made up of all these phospholipids. The phosphate head are hydrophilic, so they will face the water, whereas the fatty acid tails are hydrophobic, and they'll be facing away from the water. Within this phospholipid bilayer, they contain proteins. Intrinsic proteins are embedded within the membrane, whereas the extrinsic proteins are on the outer surface of the membrane. Now, in your exam, you might be asked to explain why the plasma membrane is described as a fluid mosaic model. The fluid aspect comes from the fluid-like phospholipids, as they are not bonded together, and the mosaic part comes from the scattered appearance of the proteins within the membrane. Now, cholesterol is present within the membrane to determine the fluidity of the membrane. The more cholesterol present, this increases the fluidity, as it prevents the fatty acid chains from packing tightly together. The two types of proteins that you will find are channel and carrier proteins, and on the surface you will find glycolipids and glycoproteins. Glycolipids are lipids with carbohydrates attached to them. Glycoproteins are proteins with carbohydrates attached to them. The functions of these are to act as signaling receptors for hormones and neurotransmitters, receptors involved in endocytosis, and receptors involved in cell adhesion and stabilization. In order to decrease the fluidity of the membrane, the use of saturated fatty acid chains can allow them to pack together and form strong intermolecular bonds. At lower temperatures, the fluidity decreases as molecules have less kinetic energy, so cannot move around as much. The opposite is true to increase the fluidity of the membrane by having unsaturated fatty acids, which have bends that stop the fatty acid chains from packing close together, so they cannot form many intermolecular bonds. At higher temperatures, the molecules have more kinetic energy, so can move around more. I hope you found this video useful, and please give this video a like. If you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe.